Amina or Fatima, Redeemer of passion. We both have a passion for the black diaspora and all its vastness. You and my plans, thinking of a master, the essence of your dance, the truth in your laughter that I wanna capture and cultivate stature. I'll be here for you till the hereafter. There's a clear path to the love inside you. My name's Rashid, it means I'll guide you. We both are driven, that's why we arrived to a place where now anything we can rise to. To tell the truth, I lied and then lied to. Seeker of a theory that you don't have to hide you. Time to be in front, time to be beside you. I don't wanna move like nobody beside you.
Hamzamu family, welcome to the Tujadili 254 show on the Black Hot Fire Network, being the 11th day of July 2021. How are you doing on a fantastic Friday? I hope that you are doing well. Another day is actually unfolding wonderful so far. My name is Spikes alongside my co-host Joey.
Yes, karibuni sana to the 254 Tujadili show. Hope you are doing great this wonderful Friday. And of course, the weekend is just kicking in, and we hope that you are receiving some positive vibes here, at the 254 Tujadili show. And of course, you're tuning into the Black Hot Fire Network, media of the 21st century. My name is Joby. Do remember to interact with us. That is on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on Instagram. That is at the Black Hot Fire Network.
And now, of course, I want to appreciate everyone also that has joined us on our WhatsApp group. We are always there having a conversation, and the main goal is really to keep on building each other up with knowledge and information, because we always do see that information and knowledge is power, and no one has a monopoly of knowledge. That is why I always keep on urging every one of us, if you do get the opportunity to join us on WhatsApp, kindly do. We are also very, very live and interactive on our social media platforms, and so far we are loving the feedback. On Twitter, we are at Black Hot Fire, and of course I did see some of the family that has followed us on Twitter. I hope that we keep on building even on those particular social media platforms. We have been talking about the situation with Twitter in Nigeria, and we happen to realize that right now there was a directive that was given by the Nigerian government that people are not supposed to be accessing Twitter, but it seems like media houses still went on to use Twitter. And yesterday there was a statement that was given by the Minister of Information. He did say that Twitter, if they want to continue doing business or they want to continue offering their services in Nigeria, they have also to sign with like other local companies. They have to do that, and we are looking forward to see how that particular one will go, because I think Trump has been gassing Buhari app. You know, Trump was kicked out, you know, of Twitter, and his comments were taken down. But now the same thing happened to Buhari. But now that Trump sees Buhari, the same predicament has happened to him. Now he was telling them, oh, who are they to judge? Who are they to tell us what is evil? And they are the evil ones themselves. That is what Trump was telling Buhari. I don't know how you feel about the people of Nigeria.
I think they should be given, you know, freedom to use the app. You know, as I said, and I'll keep on saying, you know, everyone has a way to express themselves. So maybe if they feel there's a better way to communicate their issues through Twitter, and now that, you know, they're denying them the possession, that is clearly wrong. But also I think Twitter has a say towards it, because they should come into an agreement, whether with the country or whether, you know, with whoever is above them, for them to agree whether Nigeria, the whole Nigeria, because it's only one person who caused damage, for crying out loud.
That was the president himself. But he was being, I think he was being reckless with his words. But he was saying that he will be teaching people a lesson, because he feels that the people are not following. Right now, there has been a protest that had been organized for tomorrow by the Students Association. I understand that this particular protest has been postponed in Nigeria, and I think the Nigerian youth, you know, you cannot really tell Nigerian. It's difficult really trying to rule Nigerian youth, because they will eventually wake up and you will not be telling them anything. There has been the heightening of the security in Nigeria, simply because of this matter of the planned protest that was organized for this particular year. And of course, it's known as the Democracy Day. It's known as the Democracy Day, or the D-Day in Nigeria. And there has been a lot of attention in Nigeria, because they have been saying the president of the National Association of Nigerian Students had announced that there will be a protest organized in this particular country to, of course, condemn the matter of insecurity, and also talk about the matter of corruption and the challenges facing the country and also the students. You know, there has been the kidnapping of our students every now and then. We talk about every other week. You might hear on Monday or over the weekend there was the kidnapping of maybe 120 students, or there was a kidnapping of 100 students, and they were taken into the forest and things like that. And then eventually you happen to realize that some of them are even married off to these soldiers, or to these militias. They're not soldiers really, they are militias. Some of them are married off to them. You remember the Chibok girls? Some of the Chibok girls, when they were found, they already had babies, they had children. And these were young girls who were in their teens, and then they were kidnapped. Some of them, I think, they were in their early teens.
They were even being raped, or maybe being assaulted in a way.
That is what was happening with them in the forest. You know, they were taken to the forest. Some of them, even when they were released, they did not see any importance of going back to their families, because there was already a lot of damage on their minds, you know, psychologically and even physically and even other ways. You know, they were really much so much damaged. But nonetheless, this is the Tujadili 254 show on the Black Hot Fire Network, and of course we hope that everyone is doing okay. And before even we continue, you know, there has been something else that has been happening in the same Nigeria. I think it has to do with the two artists. There is Say, and there is also Tiwa Savage. And Tiwa Savage, of course, has been said to be the one that went on the offensive. You know, this is a little bit to do with the entertainment. It has nothing to do with the kidnapping of the Chibok girls, but this has to do with the entertainment in Nigeria. We have seen one of the best. I think she's when you come to rating and you talk about top 5 female artists in Nigeria, I think Tiwa Savage is either number 1 or number 2.
Of course she is.
I think she's either number 1 or number 2. But Say is also another female artist in Nigeria, and they did have an encounter at a salon in the city in Lagos, and they actually started going at each other, and I understand it has to do with a man. The problem is there is a man who is also in question, and I also understand it has to do with some disrespect, some lines that were said on a song by Say and Victoria Kimani, and Tiwa Savage was not impressed. That is why she is actually going at Say and calling her all sorts of names, telling her she is an industry hoe, and that is why she will not be getting any respect from anyone at the end of the day. But nonetheless, what has been happening is that apart from the matter of those two, we are hoping that the Nigerian youth, you know, will also demand they will demand security, because there's no way you're studying without security. And right now they have said they will be postponing the protest, but we shall be keeping tabs on that, and we shall be getting to let you know what's going on that particular end, because I think that the revolution is coming in Africa. I do believe it's on its way. But I also do believe that it's upon us as the African youth to also hold our own future onto our own hands. You know, you cannot just wait for Buhari to come and tell you this is what will happen. Buhari, I know he is a leader, and of course he has his own kinds of opinions regarding the security matters. He has his own kind of opinions regarding
I think Twitter
corruption.
should have just dealt with the president himself and just let the other people be. It would have been much fair.
But I think also it's a good thing because now Twitter also has to be, put in some money into Nigeria, which is a good thing because your company, you're making money from Nigerians, but you're not paying any of the money back to Nigerians. That is what I do believe. There has to be a kind of a balance, or there has to be a kind of a win-win situation, either both for these are two, the Nigeria and also Twitter as well. This should be the way we should be heading if you want to have any kind of sobriety, if you ask me, in terms of the matter. But nonetheless, I do know that not just even Twitter, even when you go to Facebook, there was a situation where people were saying that Facebook has been used especially as a political tool. Propaganda has been pushed on Facebook, and they will make it seem as if this kind of a leader is winning, or this kind of a leader has the best kind of strategies, and they will try also block some other post of the other person and try hide the algorithm. So I do think these two platforms should also be checking. They should not just Facebook and Twitter, but they should also be the checking of all other social media platforms, because at the end of the day, they are being used for different purposes. Nonetheless, this is the Tujadili 254 show. Like we said, we are on Twitter. Hit us up. Please do let us know. You can follow us at Black.Fire on Twitter. You can also follow us at Black.Fire Network Radio Station on Facebook. We are also on Instagram, and I was just trying to figure out how to be making the reels. They are reels, those long, they are short videos, but
on Instagram?
on Instagram.
I was just making one.
On Instagram, but I'm hoping I will also be able to
easy
to try and make some of those for the family. But nonetheless, we want to appreciate everyone that has been showing us love on Instagram. It's Black.Fire Network, and of course we are taking a short music break because we have an interesting conversation for today regarding relationships. On the Tujadili 254 show, we get to discuss life, we get to discuss money, and we also get to discuss love, and life and love, and all those particular matters do make up life. We shall be taking a short music break. Today we are taking it to the Caribbean because we understand the Caribbean has vibes. The Caribbean has vibes, and this is one of the songs which is by Busy Signal, is known as I Got to Tell You, right here on the Tujadili 254.
This is Black.Fire. I really gotta tell you. I really gotta tell you, girl, I like your style. don't need nobody.
People gonna say all kind of things about you, but you know if you pay them, don't you pay them no mind.
I like to them believe but try to don't you.
I know,
But you know if you make them, don't make them waste your time.
no matter where you can't please people. I tried it too many times before. Them only smile and turn around judge me. So never push me to the floor.
Cause if you make them mislead you, you want to sorry when them don't need you. Cut them off if you need to. Cause when they kill you, will surely feel you. Hey, no matter what nobody say, live life your own way. Even when the world's against you.
No matter what nobody says, do things your own way. Even when the world's against you, let your light glow.
People have a way of trying their conclusions.
That's true.
And when they don't know you, don't know you, or where you're coming from.
The sun will try to stop you for no reason. Because your journey, them can't understand.
No matter where you go, you can't please people. Too many times before. They only smiling, so don't judge me. So you can push me to the floor.
Cause if you make them mislead you,
And that is the Caribbean vibes right here on a wonderful Friday. I think that is the right way to actually help you, get into the weekend mood. And every time I think of the Caribbean, I don't know, for some reason, I just think of, a holiday.
I know.
I understand people in the Caribbean also do work. I know the likes of Samuel is in Jamaica, Claire Don, and but every time I hear of the Caribbean or some Caribbean music,
At the beach.
I just picture the beach and also the party vibes, which is one of the ways to look at it. But I also know that the people in Jamaica and other parts of the Caribbean are busy working. They are not just partying every other moment, but every time I get to jump to their music, it's a party vibe and it's some wonderful vibes. But nonetheless, family, we all glad that you all tune in. We never take your company for granted. And of course, thank you so much for taking a minute or two just to check in on the family and know what's happening and what's going down in Africa, what's going down in Nairobi, and what's going down in the world. Like we said, we always want to discuss money, life, and love right here on the Tujadili 254 show. In case you're wondering what is Tujadili, Tujadili simply means discuss or to debate. When you're having a discussion, you say unakuwa na mjadala. That is how you say it. You're having
like a chat,
Yes, like a chat. Yeah, it's a chat, it's a debate, and it's a conversation. And therefore, that is why we like to, get to engage in that particular kind of a vibe. But nonetheless, there is something before we get into a topic for today, which is relationships. Before we get into that, there has been a summit has been going on in Sierra Leone, and this has to do with the ass whooping of one construction worker, of one worker in Sierra Leone by a Chinese. And the Chinese had a stick.
Kenya.
No, that wasn't Kenya. The Chinese had a stick, and he was trying to assault the worker, running after them. They were running. I shared the video yesterday with the family on the he actually did get a beating as well, and he also got slapped. The brother was not going out
He brought the
without
Chinese
a fight.
ways, it was like, the guy kicked him, then he wanted to take a stick, It's like they're acting a movie on the screen.
It's not funny. It's not really funny. We should be taking this matter seriously, because the Chinese, you'll not go and kick a Chinese in their own country like that. They will be dealing with you perpendicularly, horizontally, and all these other ways they can deal with. But yes, I do believe in Sierra Leone, not just in Sierra Leone. I was saying yesterday on the Africa Today show, people should actually wake up and also, stand up for their own self, not come. And also, I wonder, what most of the Chinese are doing on the continent is some work that also the local engineers can do. We also do have civil engineers who have studied, and they can be employed in constructing these projects. But because these governments, the corrupt governments, want these big loans from the Chinese, the loans come with a condition. You're told if you're to get this loan, which is for maybe 20 billion, you have to take the project has to employ about maybe 200 of our Chinese workers, and they will be doing this and that. They will be there are terms and conditions, and these conditions are actually dictated to you. And that is what I do see happening in Sierra Leone, in Kenya, in Zambia, in Angola, in Ethiopia, and other countries that are in deep debt of the Chinese. Africans, let's wake up and stand up for ourselves, and also demand accountability for all these corrupt leaders that are having to sell out our resources to the Chinese. Nonetheless, I want to share with us two proverbs from Sierra Leone, where we did have that particular movie being. Actually, it wasn't a movie, it was a situation going on. But nonetheless,
It was just funny.
and nonetheless, there is this particular quote, proverb that says, "A black cow gives white milk." And I don't know where this particular one came from.
I
They
mean,
say a
it's a
black
black
cow
cow.
gives white milk.
Yeah.
I would just like to have maybe some of the brothers or sisters are from Sierra Leone interpret this particular one. And the only a monkey understands a monkey. That is also another proverb coming from Sierra Leone. And these are sayings or proverbs coming, of course, from Sierra Leone. And the other one says it's better to be loved than to be feared. There are some people who do, especially leaders, you know, they do want to drive the fear of God in men. And therefore, that is why they terrorize them. They are dictators, and therefore this particular one should be going out to them. It's better to be loved than to be feared, but they know fear is a tool for control.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to control the masses, and that is what has been done even with the pandemic. If you want to control the masses, just influence fear on them, and therefore they will not even be able to think beyond, you know, critically.
It's like trusting someone and then they hoped to have power over you, because when you trust someone so much, they hoped to have power over you because you're relying on them. It's like you're relying on them.
Yeah, but I also do believe that this also has to do with leadership. You know, even with families. You know, there are some fathers, parents, not just fathers, even mothers, but more specifically fathers, who want to be feared. You know, they have this seat in the house, they have this plate in the house, they have these other things,
I mean,
and they it's like childish. It's chauvinistic.
Just a silly question. You know, you
chauvinistic.
just spoke of dads, and I was just asking, why is it that dads get to eat the bigger portion of the meal?
Because they have provided the meal. That's why they do it. Because they brought the whole meal on the table for most. They are the providers. They are the providers, and they need much energy to be able to determine how things go, because that is a difficult one to answer. But there is also one proverb from Sierra Leone, the last one, before we go into the matters of the day. It actually reads, if you climb a tree, you must climb down the same tree. And in Swahili we have the same mpandangazi hushuka. It means whoever goes up, whatever goes up must still come down. There isn't anything, of course it has to do with the law of gravity. You know, if it goes up, then
it must come down.
Eventually at some point it shall be coming down. Thank you so much to everyone that has joined us on the show. I want to give a quick shout out to the Black Hot Fire family on Twitter, the Black Hot Fire family on Instagram, and also the Black Hot Fire family on Facebook. It's always a vibe when we get to converse, when we get to link up and converse. Today we shall be discussing an important matter, like I hinted before, and this has to do with the issue of relationships. And these are not just any relationships. You know, some people talk about partners in different regards. You know, you might be your partner might be maybe working in the same organization as you. They might be schooling in the same institution as you. They might be in the same locality or vicinity where you live. But today we want to focus mostly on long distance relationships, and these are particularly difficult if you ask for most people. But there has been someone who has actually asserted that long distance partners are still, people. That is what word of course also says that long distance partners are still people, and they still go through the same challenges and the same opportunities. The distance, of course, tends to make them less personal. Of course, if you are in the States and you have your girlfriend in Africa, or you have your girlfriend maybe in Canada, they could be anywhere, but the distance is so huge. There is there are merits, there are advantages, and there are disadvantages of long distance relationships, and we shall be discussing about these particular ones. Personally, for me, I think I do not see myself getting engaged in a long distance relationship. I think the demerits outweigh the merits. That is my personal opinion. But we shall be having that particular conversation right here on the Black Hot Fire Talk. For most of the family, if you are for the family that is listening if you are in a long distance relationship, we would like to know maybe perhaps some of the challenges that you have witnessed, and how have you surmounted these challenges. We would love to know if you are in a long distance relationship, or at some point in your life you are in a long distance relationship. Maybe it ended, maybe it's still there, maybe you don't know the status of that particular one. Please do get to let us know. If you have been into that particular one, what are some of the challenges that you have experienced, and do long distance relationships really work? You know, we shall be dissecting that particular matter, like we always say, perpendicularly, horizontally, and vertically, and all those ways to come up. Yeah, and we shall be coming up with the right algorithm to determine whether these long distance relationships work. This is a Black Water Network. We go back a little bit into some music, and of course, like I said today, it's all about some chill vibes, and all this is some music coming all the way from Chronics. The name of the song is Here Comes Trouble.
Left and right, the soldiers are come. Left and right, ooh yeah. And then say, here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Sent by the Savior, welcome the Rasta youths. I start recruit soldiers for Selassie army. Here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Welcome the Savior, welcome the Rasta youths. Then as we ask is who, I the general issue in a warning. The people them a ball, say them tired of mediocre. Evil a go fall when we tread in a Ethiopia. Believing from down, cause them life no easy water. Even one time, say it's not an easy road. Operation, occupy the motherland. Calling all soldiers to kind of cut down. From creation, they writing out a plan, but Chronics can't do it alone. So I'm recruiting soldiers coming from near and far, right east, executing. See, I see I works and the Rastafari true. And them say, here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Sent by the Savior, welcome the Rasta youths. I wanna start recruit soldiers, we say, I see I army. Here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Welcome the Savior, welcome the Rasta youths. You know for houses who I the general issue in a warning boy. Waving the banner red, green and gold. It is such an honor for the season fold. It's covered on stones, on trees and stone. And even in the stories that Jesus told. Rasta youth must in every earth. Can't sit down, that I send me through word. Bring the fire in a round, that I send me through church. But I can't do it alone. Rasta recruiting soldiers coming from there and far, I choose executing. Selassie I works and the Rastafari true. Here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Sent by the Savior, welcome the Rasta youths. I start recruit soldiers for Selassie I army. Here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Welcome the Savior, welcome the Rasta youths. You know the ask is who, I the general issue in a warning. Left or right.
And that is some wonderful vibes are coming all the way from the Caribbean once again. And of course, the name of the song is Switch It Up. And the jam is actually done by the one and only Coffee. And it also features Prodigy on that particular jam. And it's always a good vibe right here on the Tujadili 254 show. When we link up, your time is not in vain. We get to appreciate your support and your time. Hello, Kid.
Hey, what's going on, man?
It's all good. Yeah, I can hear you clear. It's all good. How are you doing?
I'm alright. I see Joe in the jamming.
Yeah, I think she needs to teach the family some moves, because I think she got some moves. She needs to teach the rest of us some moves. The rest of us with both two feet, two left feet. You know?
Hey, so what's the discussion today?
Today we are discussing about the matter of a long distance relationships, and I think we would have we would have someone like Wode Maya also call in and let us know how it's working out for them. Because
I don't know if you call them long distance. They usually together. They usually travel around together.
No, they don't. Like they are, every other minute I see what the Maya post up a video saying, going to surprise my girl with a birth, taking a flight. I don't know, taking 2-hour flight to go surprise my girl. And then the next minute the girl is also doing the same, having a 30K supper dinner from my boyfriend. All these other things that
That's because he was in and maybe in South Sudan, and he was scared about taking her to South Sudan, also Somaliland, where they thought he usually with him. So I don't know if that's a long distance relationship. He's down in Ghana, or he's down in Kenya. He's in Kenya now, ain't he?
Yeah, I think he was. The last I saw was that they were doing a dinner. I think they went on YouTube to do a dinner. Wode Maya dinner, and the girl was saying she was making him dinner and all these other kinds of shenanigans. But there is a big question whether there is a big
somebody making you dinner is a shenanigans.
No, the way they put it, the thing is, like, you cannot say that I want to go and surprise my girlfriend, then put it out on YouTube. Then that is not a surprise. Everyone knows that you're going. Why?
She doesn't know.
No, she does.
She
she subscribes to his YouTube. Then you're saying I want to go and take a.
Well, maybe she's not watching at that time.
No, what are you doing?
Joby gonna get you. Joby gonna fire. Joby gonna get you.
No, you like saying it's a surprise, but it's not really a surprise. It's just they're doing it to push the numbers, but it's clout. But anyhow,
exactly.
It's a number. Yeah, it's a number.
Phony.
But anyhow, there has been so many questions whether these particular ones do work because of the impersonal nature.
I don't think they work. It depends on the woman. It depends on the woman and it depends on the man. With long distance relationship is going to work. I don't know if they work or not. In my experience, they usually don't work.
Or they work for a short period of time, then eventually they maybe for a short period of time, then things go all the way south. I think I was asking on the chat if there is.
Really goes south because women don't like to be lonely. Women like to put up with you being gone all the time.
I remember there's a song known as a Charlie. Charlie is a song by what do we call him? Anthony Hamilton, and the woman was saying that he's always out doing the road trips, doing the tours, the music tours.
Oh, Charlene, that's Charlie.
Yeah, sorry,
Charlene.
Yeah, that was Charlene. Yeah, not that was Charlene.
Yeah, her name was Charlene. Yeah, he's always gone, and he's leaving his ass because he's never home doing right.
and eventually, I think she left his ass. She left him.
She left his ass.
I think
that's why he was thinking begging.
Such situation would happen if let's say they're not married. But I believe if it's a married couple, for a woman she should be understanding, because if my husband is someone who likes traveling, or maybe his job is under the circumstances where he has to travel, I should be understanding. Because from the start, from the word go, when I began dating him, I knew all this would affect me, even if I got married to him. So somehow they should be able to work.
I think this also applies to the army. The women who are married, to men are in the army and they have been deployed. Maybe you have been deployed for maybe 4 months or maybe 3 months. So I think or even maybe 12 months or maybe a year perhaps also.
Okay, don't go on a year for me, but at least two months.
Joby says don't go for a year. 2 months is the most that you can go away. That is what
Joby, what about deployed? I'm deployed, Joe. I got no choice. I'm gone for 2 years.
Yes, I understand.
I'm in the military.
But can you just make an excuse and come and see me?
That would be difficult, especially
if I come see you, it means I'm AWOL and I'm going to prison.
Oh no. Somehow it just has to work.
So,
and you also have to understand when you have such, whenever you're in such a situation and you're married, you should be able to understand that you have a family, Yeah.
But I think there are some merits. Maybe most of them are demerits. I think most of the time that the demerits outweigh the merits. You know that the disadvantages are too many in this particular kind of a situation because, for one, there is a lot of insecurity, especially for couples that that do have trust issues. You know, someone might be wondering. This is a whole year we are still conversing. Of course, you might still be in touch. You might be still using the phone to call. Maybe communicating on video calls or all these other ways of communicating. But the matter of trust, if at all before you left there was a trust issue, then when you're gone, this also multiplies. You know, it becomes even worse now that you're not there.
I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call
That
you.
depends on the person. Right, like it depends on the female and the male. What kind of confidence and faith do they have in the other? Do you trust your mate? Do you trust them? That's what you got to find out. Because if you don't trust them, it's not going to work.
Yes, at the end of the
It's not
because
going to work.
yes, because relationship is just a matter is based on trust. You know, I think I do believe that it's based on trust. If you have no trust in any kind of a friendship or in any kind of a relationship, then that's the end of it.
And of course, when you go out, you have to, for me to trust you, Spikes, when you go out, you have to prove me wrong. Even if you're cheating on me and I won't be able to see it, prove me wrong that you're doing something constructive for me, even not to
what
be able
what
to
would be that
suspect
thing?
anything.
What would be that constructive thing?
Women have very strong instincts whenever it comes to a man cheating. Let me tell you the truth, because a woman will sense from a very long distance. They'll see you from 18, they can smell it from 18. Like,
they know
there's
you're
something
lying.
fishy
You're
going
cheating.
on. But it's very rare for a man to know that a woman is cheating, no matter the distance. They can say
Women are better cheaters.
yes,
Yeah,
they can
women are
say
better cheaters.
yeah. But if it's for a man, if you're going out, you have to prove me wrong. Darling, I'm going to work, and you have to ensure that I'm seeing you working,
I don't know. That's some tips that
smell
you're
something
giving.
fishy.
That is some tips. That is some wonderful tips. That I do not intend to be involved with that, but that's a way of looking at it. There is, of course, a matter of jealousy and trust. Like I said, without trust, then you cannot.
What about you, Spike? Can you deal with? Okay, let's say we send you guys. I'm gonna send you guys back to Tanzania. I'm gonna send you back to Tanzania later on the day. I mean, later on this year. For a fact. Let's say Rwanda. So let's say you met a woman in Rwanda. What if you met a woman in Rwanda?
Now, even told I'm already.
I don't want to live in Kenya, Spike. So can you do a long distance relationship?
No, for me, I wouldn't. For me, I wouldn't. I do not see myself committing to a long distance because eventually there is a high chance, there is a high probability that it will not work out. It might work out for the first month, then the second month, or the third month. Then, by the time you're done with the year, then things are really not even
trust me, it works. For me,
I
I can say it works because I've once, just the way Skid said from his own experience. From my own experience, it kind of worked for quite a long time. And
what is long time? How do you what span of time?
Almost a year. Almost a year. We're not, I'm not seeing this guy.
Okay, we think you guys down there, right? And don't we meet the young gentleman in Tanzania and Dar es Salaam that she's really taken by a young diamond planter.
I cannot date a Tanzanian. I'm not.
I think Zobi might be there, and if she finds diamond platinum, she might not be coming back. So that would be a long distance. That would be a long distance.
Maybe, but not any other Tanzanian.
I'm saying a young. I'm not saying exactly diamond planter, but something similar.
For diamond, yes. For diamond, yes, kids.
And so now they're crushing on Adobe Hard. They say, well, you have to come back to Kenya. He said, yeah, but I'll be back and forth. Can you make that work? Because I'm going to have you guys going back and forth to Tanzania because we're going to get a house down there.
Back and forth is all right, but...
So, Okay, like you going back and forth. Let's say you meet a Tanzanian woman.
But
can you make it work going back
at
and
the
forth?
end of the day, unless you are melanin and you are able to be in two places at the same time, then wasting each other's time. You might do a year and then realize this is not working. I would say long distance might work if at all the people have already committed, they have a family, and maybe that's like we were talking about the army, like someone who has been employed for a year. That would work because it's.
But they got no choice. You're right. we're gonna be deployed 2 and 3 years, and your wife's not allowed to come. But Joey's right. You do get leave. You got to go back and see your family. You might go back every 6 months, but it's still hard. It causes strain on the family. It is strainful for a woman. It strains the marriage.
And also,
Because,
go on.
I
was saying, it might also break the family apart. The kids do not have any time. The kids not have any time with their father. But there will also be other men who might be around and trying to play the role of the father to these kids.
There's always going to be other men. There's always going to be other men around a beautiful woman.
So they're trying to play.
That's why you get your wife that she's been married to someone else or maybe snatched by someone else, either even your neighbor.
Yeah, it could be your neighbor that you was there with and you used to come over. So the kids now.
There you go.
Yeah, the kids.
Okay, so let's say we got Joey, right?
Yeah.
So Joey's married to you, or married to me, or married to somebody, right?
Yeah.
The husband goes on the way to deployment.
Yeah.
This happens all the time in the United States. And so the neighbors at the neighbor said, well, I'm out of sugar. I said, don't even worry about going to get sugar. I got you. Somebody with a cup of sugar, pound of sugar. Oh, you're so nice. Yes. Joey don't know he's scheming to get in the bed, right? So he's been all nice. He said, it's sad that he's she married to James. So it's sad that James is gone, How long has he gone on deployment for? Now he's getting your bit. Well, and you just think it's friendly banter. So Joe said, he's going to be gone for about a year. Oh, well, if you need anything, you can call on me. Don't hesitate to ask.
That's it.
Don't hesitate to ask.
That's the end of it. Once they do, the whomever is coming and trying to take over your woman, they know they have a near. They know they will be planning their game. They know they have a near.
They're going to come for your wife, right? That's the next. You got to know if you got a decent woman. And I tell people, if you don't got a decent woman, it's good that she cheats on you. At least you know that she wasn't no damn good. That never if you didn't have no children by her. But I think it's good. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. That she has the right to begin with. The man. Everybody, I hate to say, I don't want to sound vulgar, but I'm going to say it honest, real, and raw. This is the real show. A woman's always going to have more dick thrown on her than a man's going to have coochie thrown at her.
True.
Always. True. A woman's not going to have no problem finding no dingling.
But because that's the way things are. Women are to be pursued while men are not. No one is pursuing men. We are the ones who are chasing.
But also you got to understand the polarity of women. Women are naturally cold. Men are naturally hot. So we're different areas of the polarity. That's why women want to be romance.
They want to be should be showed out. They want to be, how can I call it?
Women want to know that you care.
Yeah.
Women want to know that you care. Women want to know that they are the center of your attention. Because they fall to your attention when they acting up. Women want to know that they are the center of your attention. As soon as you stop doing that, you're gonna have problems. Who the hell you're looking at? What the hell you're doing? Jealousy. And who the hell you showing your attention to?
Jealousy. They want undivided. They want it to be undivided attention. It has to be solely on them. And now we shall be discussing.
But it doesn't be undivided. They got to come first.
Yeah, they have to. Yeah, they have to come first. And I agree. But I know there are some tips that have been given for people. And I was asking if anyone, maybe perhaps those who might be listening who have experienced a long distance, what challenges did they face in that particular kind of a situation. But I do know there are some ways in which people can still get through and make sure that they are still, going along and they are still in that particular relationship, because one of the things that is very, very important has been said to be discussing the level of commitment to each other. People need to know to discuss the level of a commitment, and there need to be some sort of an understanding, and because at sometimes people are not genuine because of the lack of speaking. When you do not speak and there is no communication in that particular kind of relationship, whether be it even personal or even the long distance one, you will find the lack of
let me say along this relationship. I said it to you guys a while back. I was young, right? I'm in the Marine Corps. I'm over in Japan, Chile, having a good time. I'm over at the Air Force Base, the American Air Force Base, right? I meet this attractive young lady. I said, all right. I'm at to knock her in the head. That's the slang for have sex with her, back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm at to knock her in the head. So, I'm looking for no relationship. I just want to get me some.
Yeah.
So I meet her, and something seems strange about her. I'm like, you don't seem to be in the airport.
So long as you don't have male genitalia, kid. You say something.
No, nothing like that. That's about the male genitalia. That's about the transgender shit. That's none of that shit. No transgender. No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. No.
Something was off about her. There was something wrong with her. That's how you say it. Something was wrong about her. There was something off with her.
No, because it didn't add up, because I thought she was in the military. I found out later on that she was married.
Yeah.
Okay. So me not being too moral back then, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Hey, that's me not saying I wouldn't want nobody to do it to me.
Yeah.
I was young and didn't give a shit. Like, man, I'm about to knock this motherfucker in the head, and hey, that's the end, right?
Yeah.
So, if anybody put it up on the computer, Spike, I want you to put it up so you know what I'm talking about. Say, sex motels in Japan. Images of sex motels.
Okay.
And so in Japan, oh man, I love the country. It's crazy, but in Japan they have motels specifically designed for sex rendezvous. They're not like prostitution or nothing. No, they sex motels. When you go in, you don't never meet nobody. Nobody checks you in.
Yeah.
They got like this thing. You put some money into this, like this spaceless. It's like a bank.
Yeah.
Put your money into this spaceless tube. It goes up in the tube. The door opens.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who you are. Nobody checks you in. And when you leave, you just leave out this secret garage.
Yeah.
Did it show anything?
Yeah, I see the images of the technology.
Nice.
Yeah. I see them.
Yeah.
They have the ambience. Most of them look like the lounges, like a lounge.
Very cute.
Yeah, they look like
Exactly.
a lounge. Yeah, like
Exactly. They clandestine. They're nice. You get all kind of themes called sex motels. So when I started messing with her, we said she thought I was young. I didn't know about these sex motels. So I'm married. I said, damn, you married? Oh man, you probably messed up. She said, no, we're gonna go to these sex motels. I said, what the hell is a sex motel? so we're gonna have sex on the moon.
Yeah.
And I'm young. I'm like, God damn, that sounds good.
She was about to take you to space and the cosmos in those sex motel things.
And sadly, I want to say, that woman, I guess I'm sure she was the partner who gave me some of the best sex I ever had in my life. I was wiped out. I was like, God damn. But I will say, when I started to get attached to her, because she didn't want to sex, right? She wanted sex.
Yeah.
So she would come to the base and pick me up, and every time I went to the sex motel. But at that time, I was getting tired. So listen here, I want to get to know a bit about them. Let's not have sex tonight. Let's just talk. That woman turned around so fast that car, I got whiplash. Said, we not having sex. I'm taking your ass back to the base and dropping your ass off. I don't have time to be doing no damn talking.
She was not about to take you to the moon again. She was not about to take you to the moon again, and the moon business was completed just like that.
It's something thing. Man, if you don't got a good wife, your wife's gonna step out on you. It's gonna be guys like me at that young age that wasn't that good yet. I wasn't a good person yet, so I was having. And I'm not gonna lie, that woman blew my damn mind, Jack. She did everything.
But anyhow, for anyone who have had an experience really with long distance, we would like to know, how did it go? Was it is it still working, or did it
didn't go good, Spike, with me, because I left, right? I left Japan and ended up going to Hawaii, right? And when I was in Hawaii, the husband found out about me, he tried to go to Hawaii and kill my ass.
They would have. They probably would have. But
he tried to kill me, Frank.
But the thing is, I think for the women getting cheated on is difficult because I was thinking we were speaking yesterday on a different show, and we were saying there is this particular woman who suspects that her husband is cheating on her with a couple of women. So if you want to go and attack these women or go and get your revenge, will you now go and attack all of them, or what will you do? Because maybe the man is cheating on her.
You let him go.
Yeah, that is what I was saying yesterday on the show, because you might have like the man getting involved with like 6 other girls, and you cannot now waste your energy trying to address or trying to go after whomever.
No, because exactly.
Yeah, so
because you're not gonna stop. You're not gonna stop the main issue because you can wear those 6 girls. There's gonna be another 6 women waiting behind. Everything happens. Not the women, it's him.
Yeah, it's him. It's not the women. Exactly. That is what I was actually saying.
Yeah.
Saying on yesterday's show. But I do believe actually that you do not have the personal touch. But if you want to survive this particular long distance relationship, there should be a way you are able to use to have open communication. Because if you do not embrace technology, for example, like I said, phone calls, emails, even video calls and other things like this, then you will be left out because there is no conversation happening. Then
a video call.
Yeah.
Listen. That woman, and she was a good woman. She would have been. That good woman stepped out on her husband, right?
Yeah.
And after he tried to kill me, actually talked to the dude. I feel bad. I feel bad. That was having sex with the man's wife. That was wrong. But goddamn, it was some good sex.
Even on the desert,
I'm not gonna lie.
She took you to the desert and the moon, and it was literally to the moon and back. It was literally to the moon.
Oh man, I was young, and Spike, and she put that thing on me.
To the moon and back. And there is also the matter of also, what do you call it?
Hey, I was like John Witherspoon and Boomerang. She pussy with me.
I remember I watched a bit of the clip on that movie, and Witherspoon was produced in the 90s. Be patient with each other. That is also another way of surviving the long distance. Because patience, they were told you do not have a patience at the end of the day, and you get impatient very, very quickly, then you will not even survive 2 months or even a year. You might
be patient waiting for someone who's never gonna come back, because
that's
I've seen cases. Yeah, you may be patient waiting for someone.
Yeah, she wants a half empty bottle. She wants a half empty, not the half full.
I'm just being real. I'm just being real, because I've seen a situation. I can tell an example with my aunt's situation, because she was married. Yeah, my auntie, she was married by this guy who was working in Sudan, and he used to go and come back. Once in a year.
Yeah.
But there's a time that he came back and he left. Till to date, he never came back. He doesn't communicate. He doesn't say anything.
He never came back.
He never came back, and he has another family there and kids.
Well, Joey, he came from a culture where they have 6 and 7 wives. So your aunt should have known the culture of the Sunni.
Oh my goodness.
You're like, listen here, there's got to be some more coochie out there for me. I'm not going to be the one woman.
But I think also getting to communicate would be nice, because if you just leave. I understand. I actually saw some of the worst ways in which people have gotten left. And this was on an Instagram post I saw. It was actually a true Instagram post. I think it was true. Some lady was saying that one time they were working with a boyfriend, and the boyfriend had just leaned forward to tie his shoes, and he did tighten his shoelaces, and then ran. And when he ran, he never got to see the boyfriend again. Since that moment, he tightened his shoelaces. He did a sprint, and he never turned back. I think the lady was driving him crazy.
That's the worst at breaking moments.
Because she called and say, what the hell you doing? Why you run away?
He ran away literally. And never should be seen again. He changed his number, and that was it.
Now you wonder what could have really led to such a situation.
That's the problem. That's the problem in black society. Look, part of black society, no matter globally, you know, there's more women than there are men.
True.
Now that's the reason why they had 4 and 5 different wives, because they wanted